to impress that this is a very, very serious business, a very serious situation, and at the moment it looks as if this government here is not really serious about combating transnational bribery.
If Britain doesn't move, we are looking at the possibility that other member states will call for sanctions on Britain. You just sort of think, 5 years down the line, right, if we don't get this bill in place, 5 years down the line, I want to be in that cabinet room when Tony Blair and Jack Straw get the telegram. Saddam Hussein, it's a fucker, innit? Oh yeah, this, you know we did the programme about Adidas in the schools? Well, the kids were genuinely fantastic. And actually, before we sort of did the filming with them, I was talking to some of them and saying, you know, like, what do you know about sort of development economics, you know, free trade, fair trade, trade liberalisation, globalisation, developing labour, sweated labour? What do you know about these issues? I said, well, we have done some of it in class. I said, right. And this one kid said, well, I have found this software program on the net that translates into Cambodian, and I'm talking to people in Cambodia about trying to source the materials they use in Nike and Gap. And I'm like, I don't agree with Labour, but do you want a job? This is very cool. Well, the school are going for Nike and Gap to come and visit them, to talk to them next year. And they've had so many sort of inquiries from other schools, they're talking about putting it on a webcast. So their discussions with these people from these companies about development, about sweated labour, will go out across Great Britain and the world, and all the other schools will have a chance to chip in. And we're hoping that people in Indonesia will be able to log on as well. And that will be cool. Then, you see, the whole programme came about because of these things called jazzy books, where they send out these books that are covered in advertising for kids to use, exercise books. And the reason that they get these books is because the government doesn't give schools enough money, so they have to rely on sponsors giving them the books. And then we got to hear of a school in Worthing called the Thomas à Becket School, who had been offered some money by Allied Dunbar. The deal was, it was a match-for-match funding. Allied Dunbar put some in, and the government match it, they buy sports equipment. Allied Dunbar would give them the money on condition that the school provided 40 households from the school to attend an informative and yet informal talk with cheese and wine about the work of Allied Dunbar. Only 16 households volunteered to attend, so Allied Dunbar withdrew the money. And we thought, that's very mean. So we went down to Swindon, to their head office, and we turned up with 24 people, upright standing citizens who were prepared to listen to an informative and yet informal talk. Because 24, 16, 40, you've got your figure there. What we've done is we've brought these guys along. They're quite happy to listen to the sales talk, okay? And what we're hoping is that the emotion and the sweet singing will melt your hearts, and that you'll give the school the money.
Right. Let me go and make some inquiries, Mark, find out what's going on. Very happy to have you guys singing.
Excellent. Well, I hope it can jog something so we can get the school the money. That would be a nice thing to do.
For this school, it's not a done deal, but we can sort of start talking to the school again.
Can you not just give it to them?
I would like to say yes, Mark, but at the moment all I can say is it's still on the table, the money's still there.
Because you just look at this, not you, but no, Allied Dunbar, just look a bit tight now.
It's
they can sing down the phone.
Right, I will go and make a few calls, okay? If you want to stay here.
Can I get a cup of tea?
Our approach to this sort of donation is normally as a way to leverage more money and more sort of volunteering services in the community. So we'd like to say, yes, we'll give you 500 quid, which is what we'd pledge to the school. If Channel 4, as they're so interested, would match it, which is what we'd normally do.
Yeah, we'll match it. Absolutely.
And then obviously we'll approach the government and see if they will match it as well.
So you're gonna pay the school the money?
The school, the singing was worth it on its own, yes.
Fantastic. She said, you know they're prepared to sit and listen to an informative and yet informal talk. Are they ready? I said, we got the money now, fuck it, let's go. That's it now. That's a lot. That's the last of the series. So we've had Data Protection Act, which was more effective than freedom of information. A bunch of bureaucrats and Euro MPs who would rather that we went to Brussels to find out what they're up to. A minister who's fucking into housing in a big way. We've had a group of school kids rumbling a multinational. We've had the ECGD getting caught out on the hop, and we could be facing sanctions from the OECD. And we did the Tube one the other week that said, hail the loveliness of public transport and fuck off, you bastards, with your fucking money-grabbing, evil, privatising, fuck off ways. Don't know if we'll be back again, but who knows, we'll all struggle on in our own little ways. Thanks a lot. Cheers.